Again, welcome back to Precalculus. In these lectures, we are going to learn how to solve linear inequalities in one variable. Our main objective is to learn how to solve right problems by using linear equations. Also, how to solve linear inequalities in one variable. Example 1, investment miss. Jill Ball has $90,000 to invest. She has chosen one relatively safe investment fund that has an annual yield of 10% and another riskier one that has a 15% annual yield. How much should she invest in each fund if she would like to earn $10,000 in 1 year from an investment? So our solution here, first, we want to find the amount of each investment. So we begin as follows. Let X equal to the amount invested at 10%, which is the relative safe one. And also 90,000 minus X will equal to the amount invested at 15%. Because again, the two investment is total is 90,000. Now, if P is the amount of an investment and R is the annual rate of yield, which is here we are going to express it as a decimal, then the annual earnings will be I equal to P times R. Again, P will be our amount, or we say the principal amount, the investment, and R will be the annual rate of yield. So using this relationship, we can summarize the information by these two investments in a table. So 10% investment, we don't know the principal amount, so that's X. 50% investment is 90,000 minus X, and the total investment will be 90,000. Now, we know the 10% investment, the rate is 10%, which is 0.10. And then the 15%, the rate now will be 0.15, which is again 15%. So the interest, which will be the P times R, we get 0.10x, then 0.15 times the P will be 90,000 minus X. And we know the total investment is again 90,000. And our total interest we want to gain from the question is 10,000, or we want to earn is 10,000. So here we have the equation now. So the column under I shows that the sum of the earnings is 0.10x plus 0.15 times 90,000 minus X equal to 10,000. So with the 10% investment, which is the S amount, 50% investment will be the 90,000, which is the total investment minus X that we invested for 10,000. And the question said our total amount that we want to earn should be 10,000. So from here, we can find the value of X. So we open the parentheses first. 0.15 times 90,000 will give us 13,500. Then 0.15 times X will give us minus 0.15X. So we can combine the two X values and also find the value of X. So when we do this, we get 0.015X equal to minus 350, which means X will give us minus 3,500 or 3,500 divided by 0.05. The negatives will cancel each other. So that will give us again, X will give us 70,000. So this means in order for Jill Ball to get $10,000, it must invest $70,000 with 10%. And then the rest amount, which is 20,000, will go to the 15% investment, the riskier investment. So now we can check. Now to check, we return the problem and then note that the 10% of 70,000 plus 15% of 20,000 will give us again $10,000. Now, next we're going to cover the linear inequalities. Here we say an inequality is a statement that one quantity is greater than or less than another quantity. Now, our previous equations, which would say linear equations, is always equal. We may say 3s minus 2 equal to 10. That's a linear equation. Here we have linear inequality. So our sign will be either greater than or less than. So here inequality 3s minus 2 greater than 2s plus 1 is a first degree, which is linear, because the highest exponent for the variable is 1. So it's a linear inequality that says that the left side is greater than the right side. Now, certain values of the variable will satisfy the inequality, and these values will form the solution sets of the inequality. Now, solving an inequality means finding its solution sets, and the two inequalities are equivalent if they have the same solution sets. So let's see the process with an example here. So we have an example 5x minus 4x less than 6. Here the inequality formed by substitute one expression for an equal expression is equivalent to the original inequality. So here we can see 5x minus 4x will give us x. So our solution will be x is less than 6. And we can write this as the solution set is, given the value of x, s is always less than 6. And this is again substitution property. Now the next is addition property. So for example, here we have 2x minus 4 greater than s plus 6. So we can say 2s minus 4 plus 4. Since we had plus 4 to the left side, we have to add plus 4 to the right side. The goal is to cancel minus 4. So we get 2x greater than x squared. Next, we want to cancel the x on the right side. So we use minus x on the left side, minus x on the right side. And that will cancel the x on the right side. So we get 10. And also 2x plus minus s will give us x. So our final solution again will be x greater than 10. We also have the multiplication property 1. So in this case, for example, we have half s greater than 8. Well, since we have half s greater than 8, we can multiply both sides of the inequality by 2. So here we have 2 times half x, 8 times 2. So the 2 will cancel 2 on the left side, and we get x. 8 times 2 will give us 16. So our final answer will be s is greater than 16. Here also we have 3x less than 6. Now the goal is to find the value of x. Since x is multiplied by 3, we divide both sides by 3, or we multiply by 1/3. So 3 will cancel 3x. 6 multiplied by 1/3 will give us 2. So s is less than 2. Now, next we have multiplication property 2. We have to always be careful when we have negative value, because when we multiply value by negative on the left and right side, the sign will change. So greater will be less, or less will be greater. So in this case, we have negative x less than 6. So we multiply the equation by negative 1. Because of that, we can see that the sign changed from less than to greater than. So negative s times negative 1 gives us x. So our final solution will be s is greater than negative 6. Because 6 times negative 1 will give us negative 6. Next, we have minus 3x greater than minus 27. It's the same thing. Since we have negative 3 times x, we want to multiply by negative 1/3. Now, when we multiply a value, a negative value, again, the sign will change. So this time, we have greater than, it will change to less than. Then we multiply the left side by negative 1/3, the right side also by negative 1/3. So negative 1/3 times negative 3 will give us 1. So we have x. Now, negative 27 times negative 1/3 will give us positive 9. So several operations may require to find solution sets. In this case, again, the order in which the operations are performed is the same as that used in solving linear equation. Steps are the same. Here we should be very careful, as we can see. When we multiply the equation or the inequality by a negative value, we have to change the sign. So we have example 2. Here we say for boys between 4 and 16 years of age, height and age are linearly related. That relationship can be expressed as following: h equal to 2.31a plus 31.26. Again, h is the height and a is the age. Now, to account for a natural variation among individuals, a normal is considered to be any measure falling within positive, negative 5% of the height obtained from the equation. Now here they say we should write as an inequality the range of normal height for a boy who is 9 years old. So here you can say for a 9-year-old boy, the height from the formula is h equal to 2.319 plus 31.26. So that gave us 52.05. We substitute the age 9. The next, to be considered a normal weight, h will have to be within plus or minus 5% of 52.05. So this means we can change this value to a decimal value. 5% will be 0.05. So we can multiply 0.05 by 52.05, which we have here, and subtract it from 52.05. Then next, we add it to 52.05 because the value is plus or minus 5%. Again, 5% is 0.05. So for the plus side, I'll multiply 0.05 by 52.05. Then I'll add it to 52.05. That will be the higher value. And the minus side, I'll multiply 0.05 by 52.05 and subtract it from 52.05. And that's what we have here. So greater than or equal, and also less than or equal. The lower value will be greater than or equal, the higher value will be less than or equal. It can't go more than 52.05 plus 0.05 times 52.05. So we can write the answer. We can express this range of normal heights by the following. So from the lowest, yes. And we can solve this. So we get 49.45 should be greater than or equal. The height should be greater than or equal 49.45 or less than or equal to 54.65. So that will be the conclusion for these lectures. And again, see you in the next one.